The Ace Attorney series has a pretty good track record for the most part, and this extends to its various pieces of media. Not only is there a manga and an anime which started this year, my personal favorite is the full-length live-action feature film that was released in Japan. It is one of the best video game movies ever made, and that is saying a lot. And I would highly recommend it if you haven't played the games yet. But that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm going to see how different is the movie from the game. What were the major changes when it made the jump to live action? We're going to take a closer look at that. The movie decides to mainly focus on cases 2 and 4 of the first game. We do see the first case with Phoenix defending Larry, but it cuts too far into the case for anything to make any sense. And while Turnabout Samurai is mentioned, once again it doesn't make much sense and is completely different from the game. But once you get past the opening, they take a very similar turn. Starting with Turnabout Sisters, the opening is really the only difference about it. In the game, Mia has some evidence against Wright, the CEO of Blue Corp, who blackmails authority, and she places this inside the Thinker statue. And this case is more personal to Mia because Wright published the newspaper that called out Misty Faye, Mia's mother. However, the movie has Mia steal the bullet from DL6 and place it in the clock instead. Wright's motive is mostly unknown, but it still connects to DL6 somehow. But the entire blackmailing authority is completely removed. Regardless, Wright kills her and pins the blame on Maya, Mia's sister. Turnabout Sisters is compounded into one trial in the movie, while the game has it in 2 trials. In the game, Phoenix has to take on witness April May, an employee of Wright who seems to have seen the murder through the hotel room. With the help of the bellboy, Phoenix learns April was in the hotel room with someone else. This is what eventually leads Phoenix to Blue Corp, where Wright accuses Phoenix of being the killer of Mia instead of Maya. However, the movie cuts nearly all of that and gives April May's testimony to Wright to shorten the case. However, most of the details are worthless in the end, so it's not that big of a loss. And the rest of the case follows nearly identical. That's it for the second case, but we still have Turnabout Goodbyes, which takes up a bulk of the film just like the game. Both mediums have Edgeworth on a boat with a man who shoots it and falls into the water. This man, Robert Hammond, is found dead in the morning, and Phoenix has to defend Edgeworth. The first trial is mostly accurate with some small changes like the murder weapon being a revolver instead of a pistol. The prosecutor of the case, Manfred von Karma, is given some foreshadowing in the movie, while the game neglects him until his moment to shine. During the first trial, Phoenix has to take on witness Lotta, who has a photo of the murder, but it's too far away to tell the difference. The game has Lotta reveal she has an enhanced photo, and Phoenix uses the photo to prove that the victim was holding the gun. This part is cut from the movie and just has Phoenix jump to the same conclusion, which is a bit weird. The second trial is also extremely accurate, with the shopkeeper having Edgeworth found guilty, but Larry comes to save the day. Phoenix starts to believe that the shopkeeper is the killer, and after he vanishes, Phoenix starts to believe that the shopkeeper is Yanni Yogi from DL6. Now let's go into DL6 Incident while we're here, because it is a huge difference between both. In the game, Edgeworth, his father, and bailiff Yanni Yogi get stuck in an elevator after an earthquake. Yanni Yogi threatens to kill Gregory Edgeworth, and Edgeworth throws a gun at Yanni, which discharges right before Edgeworth fainted, making Edgeworth believe that he killed his father. However, Yanni Yogi is tried and found not guilty by temporary insanity due to oxygen deprivation. All those exact same beats are hidden, but it takes place in a different location, the evidence room rather than an elevator. This just makes the other moments feel a lot more weird since there's no reason for things like Edgeworth to faint, other than it's convenient. The main reason for this change is most likely due to technical limitations and a closer connection to Manfred von Karma. With that out of the way, let's get back to Turnabout Goodbyes. The entire last third of the case is when they take 2 completely different directions. The game has Phoenix go to the evidence room to collect as much evidence of DL6 as he can find. But Von Karma ends up tasing him and Maya, leaving them with almost no evidence but the bullet that Maya held onto. However, the movie has Phoenix find DL6 evidence in the boat rental shop with a mysterious figure tasing Phoenix and Maya. And now we go into the final trial, where the objective is still the same: prove the shopkeeper is Yanni Yogi. Phoenix in the movie tries to get Wright as a witness, but he ends up killing himself in jail. But both games and movies get the best moment in the first game. You get to cross-examine Polly the Parrot. Polly ends up saying some incriminating things that connect the boatkeeper to Yanni Yogi. First was the name of his fiancée, Polly, which is the same in both mediums, however the second piece of evidence is different. In the game, Polly gives the date of the DL6 incident, which is enough information for them to connect it to Yanni Yogi. However, the movie has Yogi's date of birth, marriage, and death. However, apparently this is not enough information to prove it. So Phoenix apologizes to Polly, which leads to Polly saying, "I love you, Yanni," which is way more definitive. Yanni Yogi is arrested, but Edgeworth confesses to killing his father. So now we go into the DL6 trial, which is once again nearly identical. The 2 bullets, the murderer getting shot, and the metal detector. However, the final piece of evidence is handled completely differently. As stated, Maya holds onto the bullet in the game, which is what is used to convict Von Karma. He goes into a breakdown and smashes his head against the wall one too many times. However, the movie has Phoenix drop the Thinker statue. It breaks, revealing the bullet that Mia was hiding inside of it. Von Karma gives a speech about what it means to be a prosecutor, to find the scumbags guilty at all costs. But Phoenix replies that the court tries to find the truth, not a guilty verdict. I love the movie's ending more because it better shows the themes of the franchise of finding the truth. Credits roll, Maya leaves on the train, and Phoenix and Edgeworth battle in court. Technically, the next case in the series should be Rise from the Ashes, but the movie skips to Farewell My Turnabout instead, which is the last case of Justice for All. However, all of those were the main changes from the Ace Attorney game to the Ace Attorney movie. While finding a copy of the movie is hard to come across, and even harder if you're looking for English subtitles, I would highly recommend it. It goes a little bit more in-depth to moments, and it takes a much more serious approach. And I can imagine you can love this just as much as the game if you haven't played it. But that's it. Those are all the main differences I could find between them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!